Good morning. One area of concern for Floridians right now is the rising cost of homeowners insurance and the impact it is or will have on home affordability in our state. Today I'm with Andrew Harrell of Harrell Insurance Agency because we want to help you know, understand, and make the best decision when it comes to your home and your insurance. Now you have options and it's important that you know what they are. Why don't we start though, Andrew, by maybe sharing a little bit about yourself and your agency.
Yeah, of course. My name is Andrew. I'm with Harrell Insurance. I've been an independent agent for 18 years. I started in 2004. I started right before Charlie, Francis, and Jean hit the state. So kind of got a trial by fire in the first year. But again, 18 years in the industry. I've been an independent agent the whole time.
Excellent. So as you and I were joking about, starting with Charlie, Jean, and Francis was a very interesting time for you to start your career. So definitely trial by fire for sure. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of this month's topic. You have heard, or maybe you've started to even experience yourself, the rising cost of homeowners insurance in Florida. And although we know there are some very valid reasons of why we would see rates increase, there are also some issues that we know are problematic that are hitting the marketplace. Just so that we all understand, we know that costs will continue to increase over time. That's just how life works. However, when you think about insurance rates, they are set using a formula or an actuary to ensure that the amount of claims or the amount of rates that are charged are enough to stay in line with the claims that are made, especially if it comes after a major event or a storm. So you think about hurricanes hitting our state, you see an increased number of claims take place, and then as a result of that, the actuaries will readjust to say, look, we need to increase rates to make sure that we're not impacted. That's fine. That's not the problem here. The problem really comes in is that we're seeing a number of frivolous lawsuits and claims and abuse that exists in the marketplace. And most recently, that's been happening with companies and mainly roofing companies. They've been approaching homeowners across specific areas, including ours, and they've been trying to convince them that they either need, or I would even say deserve, a new roof because of some event or storm or something that may have happened in the area. Now, I actually had this happen to me personally. I had a roofer show up at my house and tell me that I needed a new roof and that I deserved a new roof as well, mind you. And little did he know I happened to be involved in this work, and I quickly knew that I wasn't going to buy into that. So what's most important for you as a homeowner is to understand that you really do have options. There are different things that you can do as you're working with your trusted insurance agent to make sure that you can lower the cost of your insurance. And knowing what those things are is going to be very important. So Andrew, why don't you walk through maybe a few options that exist for homeowners as they're looking at maybe an increased cost of their premiums now, or they're concerned of what might come in the future. What would you recommend they look at?
Yeah, so there's three things that we typically look at almost every time with a client or even a prospect. First thing, when you see a rising cost on insurance, is look at the deductibles. As you increase the deductibles, typically the premium should go down. The price of the policy should go down. You can look at adjusting your deductibles accordingly to maybe help alleviate some of that extra cost. When you are changing your deductibles, we always teach our clients to make sure your deductible matches your wallet. So if you're increasing your deductible, make sure that your bank account or whatever funds you have access to matches or exceeds that deductible, so you don't end up having a massive loss and then you can't come up with the deductible or the gap.
Sure, you take on too big of a deductible, all of a sudden something happens, you're not prepared for it, you don't have the right rainy day fund, and now you're in an even worse situation.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Second thing we typically do, especially if you're running into a client that their costs are going up, the premiums going up year after year, is to review their coverages. We often find a lot of success in reevaluating their dwelling coverage, the coverage on their house. Over time, that will increase, and kind of the law of compounding interest is it goes up by a percentage every year, and it can get out of control. I've ran into where my clients have been 20-30% over insured on their dwelling.
Yeah, and so to use maybe an example of that, we know that the real estate market has continued to increase and the values of homes have continued to increase. However, the formula that's used for insurance agencies to establish what coverage is being provided on that respective policy may outpace the growth within the actual real estate market. So you may end up having way too much coverage or too much coverage that you don't need, thus increasing your premiums and having a coverage that you don't need in place.
Correct, exactly.
Good.
Third thing that we'll look at is, I'm an independent agent. We write through 15, 20 different companies. We'll look at shopping it with other companies. So if deductible changes isn't working, if reviewing the coverages isn't working, we'll shop it out, look at some other carriers, see if we can't find some better options.
Yeah, and it's important to know there's a difference with what type of insurance agency you work with. And I'm not saying one's better than the other. You have captured agents that only sell very specific policies for a set company. That's fine. I've been insured by captured agents pretty much my entire adult life. However, I also have policies with Andrew, and he's able to shop those policies out for me and make sure that I'm getting the best policy for the specific need I may have at that time, or for the specific asset that I'm trying to cover at that time. And that is one of the unique things, and not unique to the marketplace, but unique when you compare it to captured or non-captured or independent, as you said, compared to a captured agent, is that Andrew has the ability to look at 15 different carriers ultimately that he can look at and say which is the right company, which is the right policy, and what is the right coverage for you.
Right, yeah.
Good.
Absolutely.
So here's the takeaway. Insurance will increase. We know that. Costs increase, the value of your home, your asset increases, and so your insurance rate going up, we know that's fine. What's most important is that you stay informed throughout the process. So what my recommendation always is to stay connected with me and talk to me and let me know. I just got a call the other day for someone I sold a house to probably 8 or 10 years ago, and she called and said, hey, I'm getting a renewal notice, my insurance is going up significantly, what can I do? So number one is stay connected to your realtor, because we're monitoring, good realtors are monitoring what's happening in the marketplace, and we can make the right connections for you, help you talk through that. But secondly, and just as importantly, is make sure you have a good insurance agent by your side that will understand exactly what's happening in the marketplace as well, and can make recommendations to you in many areas, including the 3 that you've outlined this morning. So our topic this month obviously is just trying to make sure that we bring in an expert for you, such as Andrew, to make sure that you are informed to make the important decisions that you need to, and that you have the right advisors by your side. Andrew, I want to say thank you to you as always for your friendship, for your work, for insuring some of my assets, but also for offering your time today to be a valuable resource for individuals. If you're looking for an insurance agent and you need that trusted advisor by your side, look up Andrew Harrell, Harrell Insurance Agency. As said, he's been in the industry here in the Central Florida area for over 18 years. However, his family's been in the industry for much longer than that. And so they are well-versed, well-respected, and a great resource for you. Until next time, thank you for watching this. If you have any questions, you know you can reach Andrew, myself, or anybody on our team at any time, and be well.